did Harry put out his press release at exactly the same time William was the focus of global attention?
It's doing it the same way that we would want if we were employees of it, right?
I was really ashamed to say it at the time and ashamed to have to admit it to Harry, especially because I know how much
about drama. So here's what nobody is talking about, and honestly, it's wild. While Meghan Markle's out there doing interviews, penning bestsellers, and crafting her next big Hollywood move, Prince William's been quietly playing a completely different game. And no, it's not some petty royal family feud. This is chess, not checkers, moves that could literally reshape Meghan's entire world with just one royal signature. No flashy cameras, no press releases, no leaks, just silent, strategic planning behind palace doors. This scheme's been years in the making. Because while King Charles believes in mercy and second chances, William believes in something entirely different: protecting the crown at all costs. And here's the kicker. What William's been crafting in secret could completely change everything. The title that made Meghan world famous, the Duchess of Sussex, might not even be hers in a few years. Once you understand the full royal mechanics behind this plan, you'll see why Meghan should have been paying attention a long time ago. This isn't about revenge. This is about evolution. And let me tell you, William's already 3 moves ahead. Before I spill every single royal secret hiding behind this, go ahead and hit subscribe, because what's coming next is about to completely flip your view of the royal family's inner game. All right, let's dive into this royal roller coaster. King Charles has always been a peace and tea kind of monarch. His motto, talk it out.
You can't defend them anymore. You know, Harry, I defended him all along, said, look, he's protected his country, served his country.
Make peace and keep the family together. He was raised to believe that reconciliation heals everything. He believes a family, no matter how messy, should always find a way back home. And that sounds lovely, right? But William's been watching for years. And what he's seen has left him convinced that his father's soft approach, that endless mercy, might just be the thing tearing the monarchy apart. He's thinking his dad's mercy isn't fixing anything. It's actually making it worse. Because while Charles is out here trying to build bridges, the institution's taking hit after hit, interview after explosive interview, scandal after headline. The palace just keeps absorbing damage. There was even this private, serious moment between father and son, and it changed everything. William looked at his dad and almost coldly said, "Your mercy is killing us." Not the family, the monarchy itself. That was the turning point. 2 men, 1 family, 2 completely different visions. Charles sees people he loves, his son, his daughter-in-law, his grandchildren, human connections he's desperate to protect. William, he doesn't see that. He sees a crumbling institution that's losing its identity, one headline at a time. And from that day forward, William decided something quietly but firmly: someone had to protect the crown, even if it meant breaking a few family hearts. William saw a structural problem. He saw an institution that had lasted 1,000 years by knowing exactly when to adapt, when to draw the line, and when to evolve. Where his father saw family, William saw weakness. And instead of waiting to inherit the throne, he's already begun tightening the screws from the shadows. Behind the scenes, he's built a secret inner circle, not of royal aides or PR reps, but of historians and strategists.
He didn't want to have to walk behind Kate Middleton, you know, the future queen. She felt that they should be treated as
people who know every corner of royal law and tradition. Together, they've been working on something monumental, a blueprint for the monarchy's future. And get this, it's not about revenge or payback. It's a cold, structured, emotionless reset. Their plan: create clear, enforceable boundaries around who's officially royal and who's just royal adjacent. For centuries, the monarchy has run on fuzzy traditions and assumptions. This is how it's always been. But William wants to lock it down. No more gray areas, no more interpretations, just rules. Written in stone. William wants it impossible to misinterpret. His endgame: give the future monarch himself the power to decide who's in and who's out. No feelings, no family pressure. Just one question: are you serving the crown or not? If you serve, you stay, royal titles, prestige, the works. If you step away to do Netflix deals and podcasts, cool. But the crown doesn't come with you. It's simple. Brutal, but simple. If the crown means everything, it can't mean anything to everyone. That line has become his entire philosophy. Exclusivity is what makes the monarchy powerful. When everyone gets to be a little royal, no one really is. And that's not cruelty, that's strategy. William's not punishing anyone. He's updating the system the same way you'd restore a castle. Keep the legacy, fix the cracks, make sure it lasts another 1,000 years. Because from his not audacious perspective, that means drawing the hard lines his father never would. So what exactly are William and his secret team cooking up in Kensington Palace? Oh, it's not just chatter, it's real. They've got an actual documented framework, a modern constitution of royal identity. It's centered on one service. Serve the monarchy, keep your HRH, keep your prestige, step away, then the royal part doesn't follow you out the door. You can't cash in on the crown once you've walked away from it. And yes, they've already studied how other monarchies handle it. Denmark, Sweden, the Netherlands, all of them have already modernized successfully. William's taking notes like a student before an exam. And you know what the most fascinating piece of this puzzle is? There's already a mechanism that makes all of this possible. It's called Letters Patent, a document that gives the monarch power to rewrite titles and royal rules with just a single signature. Sounds boring, right? Paperwork. But it's the weapon behind royal restructuring.
William has in the past fortnight seized control of the British monarchy from a weak and dying King.
Back in 1917, King George V used it to slash down the number of royals, drowning the family tree. Overnight, dozens lost their titles. No debate, no scandal, just a quiet poof, gone. Now, fast forward a century, and William's got a fresh version drafted and sitting in a vault right now at Kensington Palace, ready for the moment he wears the crown. This document would make one thing official. Only working royals get to stay royals. Everyone else, just family. Loved, yes. Invited for Christmas, sure, but not official. And when that document gets signed, it's not just an update, it's a reset. Because for Meghan Markle, that one word, Duchess, is the heartbeat of her entire empire. Imagine this, everything she's built since leaving the palace, every interview, every deal, every headline carries that royal sparkle. She's not just Meghan Markle, she's the Duchess of Sussex. That single word has opened every door, from Netflix to red carpets to global conferences. Her brand thrives on that royal link. Take it away, and what's left? She'd still be married to Prince Harry, sure, but without royal backing, Prince becomes just a courtesy title, a label without weight. And Meghan's empire, the speaking fees, the brand collabs, the prestige, all of it is built on that royal currency. Without it, the brand shakes. Her podcast, Archetypes with Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Her intro in every interview, the Duchess of Sussex. Her production deals, royal insight, royal connection. It's her differentiator, what made her special in a world full of celebrities. Take that away, and suddenly she's not the royal rebel. She's just another Hollywood name, fighting for attention. And Hollywood's full of famous faces. But royalty, that's exclusive. And that's exactly what William's banking on. A few years ago, Queen Margaret II did something jaw-dropping. She stripped 4 of her own grandchildren of their royal titles. No scandal, no personal attacks, just a clear message. This monarchy is about service, not entitlement. And the world gasped. Even some of her family cried foul. But do you know what happened? The Danish monarchy came out stronger. Clearer, more respected, the public suddenly knew exactly who represented the crown and who was just family. William saw that and thought, that's it. That's the model. He studied every detail, how Queen Margrethe handled the backlash, how she announced it without drama, how she refused to backtrack. She didn't need to explain or apologize. She made the call and moved on. For William, that was genius, quiet authority, no spectacle, no emotional debates, just power in motion. And you better believe he took notes.
Prince William, His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, can be very angry, and rightly so, many say, behind the scenes.
Because his takeaway was simple. Monarchies survive by changing before they have to, not when things are falling apart, but before the cracks even show. Behind the palace gates, William began reaching out to experts across Europe, scholars, strategists, historians, the kind of people who live and breathe constitutional monarchy. He asked one consistent question: how do you modernize without losing what makes you royal? And the answer kept coming back: the same boundaries. Boundaries that are clear, respected, and unshakable. Because when those boundaries blur, when everyone can dip in and out of royalty at will, the crown stops being special. And Williams decided that under his reign, that confusion ends. Meanwhile, across the ocean, Meghan's team starts hearing whispers. Words like title reform, protocol restructuring, and letters patent update float through industry circles. At first, they think it's gossip until the rumors keep repeating. Same phrasing, same tone, same sense of urgency. Suddenly, phones are buzzing, emergency meetings are being called, and frantic emails are flying across time zones. What if it's true? What's our move if this actually happens? One of Meghan's advisors comes up with a bold plan. What if they just trademarked Duchess of Sussex, let it into a brand name separate from royal permission, own it, market it, protect it? On paper, it sounds clever, but William's team had already seen that move coming from a mile away. Before Meghan's lawyers could even file the papers, the palace quietly activated its age-old defense systems. Centuries-old protections were dusted off and enforced. The Royal Branding Office moved faster than anyone expected. Result: Meghan's team hit a brick wall. The Crown's message was crystal clear. You don't own the Crown. The Crown owns you. You can't take royal titles and turn them into trademarks. That's not how monarchy works. Never has been. From there, everything unraveled. Every backup plan Meghan's team brainstormed ran into the same wall. Centuries of royal precedent already covering every possible loophole. Try to trademark the title? Blocked. Try to argue it's unfair? Precedents. From 1917, 1936, 1952 say otherwise. Try to claim independent Duchess branding, illegal under royal trademark law.
Harry reignites war with William, blindsiding his brother with announcement of a Toronto trip.
It was like bringing a checkers strategy to a chessboard that William had already mastered. Because here's the truth, this wasn't reactionary. It was years of quiet preparation. William's advisors had studied every legal corner of royal protocol, every forgotten clause that could be reactivated. They had anticipated every countermove. And the beauty of it all, the palace didn't have to say a word. Everything was done under the label of modernization. Who can argue with that? We're just updating outdated systems for the modern world. No malice, no drama, just progress. But everyone who knew the game understood exactly what it meant. Now, the palace feels different. Tighter, smarter. Gone are the reactionary headlines and emotional statements. Buckingham Palace now exudes controlled confidence like a fortress that's finally sealed its cracks. And people have noticed. Even critics who once called the monarchy outdated are suddenly admitting this was actually smart. Because while the world was busy gossiping about who wore what, who cried where, and who told which interviewer what, William was quietly reshaping the entire monarchy's foundation. He's no longer the prince waiting in his father's shadow. He's the strategist leading from behind the curtain. As one royal insider put it, Charles wants harmony. William wants history to remember him as the king who saved the crown. And you know what? He just might be. Meanwhile, Meghan continues to build her brand, but something's changed. The rooms she once entered with royal glamour now feel different. The introductions sound lighter. Meghan Markle doesn't echo the way the Duchess of Sussex did. The question now hanging over her empire is brutally simple. Without the royal magic, what's left? Because celebrity fades, fame shifts, but monarchy endures. And that's the brilliance of William's long game. He didn't have to fight Meghan. He didn't even have to speak her. name, he just needed to protect the institution and let time, tradition, and power do the rest. So here's where the story lands. The palace didn't destroy anyone, it simply evolved. The monarchy modernized without shouting, without chaos, just a quiet reset with centuries of authority behind it. William played the long game and he won without even making a scene, because sometimes power doesn't roar, it whispers through strategy, patience, and a single royal signature. And when that signature finally hits the paper, the world will understand what William's been building all along. The crown didn't have to fight, it just had to wait.